back to another Nerding Out podcast. So today I have my brothers, Colton and Austin. Say hello.
Hello.
Alright guys, I'm thinking about changing the name of the podcast to Nerds of the Round Table. So I'm going to spell it Nerds with a K, like Knights, you know?
Like
so me and Henry kind of talked about it last night when we went to, what did we do again?
Green Door.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that's a good thing.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was there actually. Huh?
I guess I'm the only one that's never been there.
Until last night, I've never been to that place actually. So we talked about getting a round table, but everybody has to have swords in them, like everybody like meet.
Oh right.
That'd be cool. So I was thinking like that, and everybody has their own kind of chair, right? So what we were thinking was, what if we brought people in and actually made a Knights of the Round Table kind of thing, and that's the podcast. Like y'all can join in and stuff like that, but we'd have a legit round table, have a crew of people. That'd be cool, right?
Yeah.
I like it.
That'd be awesome.
I think we should do that for sure.
That sounds cool.
Alright, before I get started, Henry, do you have any questions for him or anything?
All right, so we'll start basic because a lot of people, they like the podcast, they like the YouTube channels because we talk about nerd stuff, so like comic books, video games, Marvel movies, all that stuff. So for everyone out there that doesn't know, if you guys want to just introduce your, tell what your favorite characters are, or even like how you got into them, things like that.
Oh man, that's a hard question to pick my favorite comic book character. Probably
Or
say
if you got top three, do that too.
top three.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I'd say probably Wolverine for sure,
Mm-hmm.
Captain America, and I think you know who I do really like, Nightcrawler.
Ooh.
I don't know, since I was a little kid, I always liked Nightcrawler.
Yeah, I remember
Okay.
that.
I always thought it was cool. I mean, teleportation, that's a badass power, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Me, all-time favorite has got to be the Punisher. I kind of like the Marvel Knights kind of characters and stuff, like Punisher and Blade and all of those. And then Wolverine for sure, because when I was little, I got this Wolverine action figure, and I thought it was. I mean, it was classic. Kind of like his hat, you know,
like the yellow
and blue.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so cool. And then 3, I don't know. It's probably the Hulk, just because it's that Jekyll and Hyde kind of aspect to it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's,
Yeah.
What do you think about the Hulk in these Marvel movies though?
I'm not too sure where they're going with it, with like the new Infinity War, how he's
Not coming out or anything.
yeah, just because I guess he kind of got his ass spanked or I don't know if that's it. Are we allowed to piss on this?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
We did it last time.
Yeah.
All right.
No worries.
But yeah, I'm not sure where they're going with it, but I mean, I like the look of him for sure. I kind of like the look of the first one, you know, when they the first Hulk movie. But then he kind of
You mean like the very first one?
yeah.
Or, okay.
Where he just like got bigger every time.
Yeah, with
Got
it,
bigger.
yeah. I mean, I like the look of him, but then there were some shots where he was like sitting there looking forlorn into the desert. I'm like, dude, you're the Hulk, man. Come on, you're all right. It's gonna be okay. But yeah, I mean, I like that he feels real. I mean, I was talking to Travis before we got here about how the one thing that I don't necessarily like about the Marvel movies and stuff is I don't like the aspects that doesn't feel real. I like the more it feels genuine. I was telling him like come back to Wolverine, that the Logan movie, I liked it. And it's probably an unpopular opinion, but I liked it because it felt real. Like it had an actual draw to, you know, I bought into it pretty early. But that, I mean, but as far as the the Hulk in the new ones, I mean, I like the look of him. I like Bruce Banner. He's kind of got that quirky,
Like goofy nerd.
classic.
too.
Yeah. I like that aspect.
So, well, bringing it back to Wolverine, because, like, honestly, no, and I think everyone feels this way, that, like, Hugh Jackman basically is Wolverine.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hugh Jackman.
Huge.
Yeah.
It's a horrible name.
That's not even a real name. Oh god.
But the thing, like, one of the things that I like about him is kind of like you said, like, the whole, like, Jekyll and Hyde, or, like, the man versus the beast.
Yeah.
Because he tries to, well, I think anyways, that, like, he tries to be above, like, that animalistic nature that he has. But then, like, especially, like, when he gets, like, really pissed off, he just goes into, like, that berserker race, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like in what's the one where he went to Japan? Is that the third one?
I think so.
Where he, the beginning of the film,
The
he said-
Wolverine, yeah. It's just,
Yeah.
I think it's just
Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Yeah.
where he was kind of hiding, living in the forest and the woods,
Oh, yeah.
trying to stay,
Big ass grizzly bear.
trying to.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that was after the after he killed Jean Grey, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he just kind of like left for a
He
little
didn't hurt
bit.
anybody
Yeah.
anymore, just living on his own. So yeah, I think that's all what I like about him too. Tries to fight his own nature. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
his inner demons.
Exactly.
Oh well, yeah, and I agree. I mean, that's like what I was telling Travis about the Logan movie. I liked it because it was the path to redemption movie.
Yeah.
Like you could tell, like he was kind of troubled, in the beginning and stuff. He's just drunken limo driver. But he kind of comes to terms that he's done some pretty bad shit back in the day, and then I mean, spoiler alert, but I mean, he's faced with some serious decisions, and also like when he goes to when that couple picks him up, off the side of the road and takes him into the house and stuff like that, and then he goes out to fix the water pump or whatever it was. And,
Well, they had to like turn it back on. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's and then he's kind of the word has left me, but I mean, basically, the point of what I'm trying to say is that it was his path to redemption. His final act, so to speak. Trying to come to terms with all the stuff that went on in his past. But I mean, that's again another aspect to why it was one of my favorites, and it felt real. I mean, and also because he knew that he was gonna die. He's suffering from adamantium poisoning, and he didn't have to help anybody. He didn't have to do anything.
Just stayed in that grain silo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
or not even that in the limo. But
I'm a limo driver.
But I mean,
yeah.
Now, did you guys follow like the Wolverine characters like in the comics and all too?
Not so much. When I really didn't read a lot of comics when I was a kid. Most of what I know about comics is from films. Well, and when I was real young, back when they still had Saturday morning cartoons, they had like X-Men on. And stuff
Oh
like
yeah.
that.
Oh,
Back when the cartoons were good,
That soundtrack for the X-Men cartoons was the shit. Sorry, yeah. But like I can clearly remember it in my head, and I even watched it was like a 30-minute YouTube documentary on how they made the soundtrack,
really?
and I was watching just like, oh my god, this is amazing. Yeah.
Man, that's cool.
Back when they had honestly, I think I watched Batman, the animated series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And they had what? Oh, they had all kinds back then. Now
Yeah.
Speaking of Batman and the DC universe, what is y'all's favorite DC heroes? Nobody really talks about the DC right now because the films aren't really doing that great. But I mean, I think what really kicked off was Wonder Woman, and then Aquaman was really good.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you guys, the other day, so I was cutting hair, and who was I talking to? One of my clients said I've been cutting hair for a while, and I know him pretty well. And I was telling him that I legitimately like Aquaman. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've liked Aquaman for a long time. He vouched for it, so I'd give me shit about it.
Wait, even back in the day?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Even when I was a
Alright.
kid. And the dude, like, then the guy, like, straight up starts laughing at me. Like, for, like, I thought he just started, like, chuckling a little bit. And then he was, like, laughing. And it was, like, laughing longer than normal. I was like, alright, now.
Alright. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right on the side.
Land the plane. Come on, let's do
Take
this.
that eyebrow off.
Oops, my bad.
Oh,
Who's laughing now?
Yeah, I'd say probably my favorite
Should
DC
carve the
hero was
Aquaman
Aquaman.
in the
Yeah.
back of the head.
I just always thought Aquaman was an underrated. I know, like, maybe he's not the best in every situation, but he still has, like, a lot of powers that you can use out of water. I mean, superhuman strength and things like that. I mean,
Only Atlantean steel can pierce him.
yeah, I mean,
That and, I like how DC redid his character a little bit. So, like, for example, if he's in water, he's almost, if not just as powerful as Superman,
Yeah,
or just as fast, or all these other things. So, I definitely agree with you that the way that they had him in the past, probably like he wasn't like the best character. But I'm glad that you like him, that you like stuck with him on
yeah,
that.
man. I was holding out. I knew one day we were gonna get fucking Aquaman.
Yeah.
And we got him. But it always made sense. Like the world's 72% water. I mean, like.
Yeah,
You would think some
True.
kind of superpower that involved water
True.
would be pretty useful, and
yeah.
there you go.
I don't know, with DC, I'm kind of stuck in between Batman and Superman. I mean, the OGs of it.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
and I mean, I like Superman just because, I mean, he's the savior figure,
Mhm.
you know, it kind of, I mean, and he's unbeatable.
Powerful,
And
yeah.
another reason why I like those two is because they have two of the coolest supervillains ever.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we got Lex
Yeah.
Luthor on one side
Yeah.
and then the Joker on, who is the ultimate villain.
Ultimate villain.
See, not to know, but I think Marvel, they've got like great superheroes, but DC has great supervillains.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
That
they
is-
probably made the best supervillains.
they kind of tried doing the whole Joker thing with the Green Goblin, but it just
Oh
didn't
yeah,
fly.
it just wasn't.
Yeah, I mean DC beat him to the punch for the Joker.
Yeah,
It's hard to beat a villain like that.
Yeah.
he's like the ultimate villain too. He's just like a mad genius though.
Yeah,
That's why he's such a good match with Batman, because Batman in his own way is crazy too.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
If you think about it,
Yeah.
and like they match so well because they're both like mad geniuses.
yeah.
And just the Joker's a little bit. He killed
There's two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Well, the Joker's. I mean, the reason I think he's the ultimate villain is because he's limitless. I mean, there's no bound. There's no wall that he can't. I mean, there's no moral barrier. There's no physical barrier. There's nothing. I mean, he's the ultimate adversary.
He's that one person that all he wants to do is watch the world burn.
Yeah.
Fuck shit.
There was, and I'll never forget this. One of the worst things that I've ever seen the Joker do in a comic book was he took a bunch of like newborn babies, or whatever, and put them in a basement room, took pictures, and sent them to a cop for her to come and investigate and stuff. And when she got there, he took her hostage and captive, and as he was leaving, she's like, "Well, what about the babies?" And he was like, he looked back, just slowly closed the door. It just left him down there.
What?
That was I'm watching. I'm just like, oh my! It gives you
That is
chills.
mind blowing.
How you said, there is no limit to what he would do.
Yeah.
And then in the New 52, they brought it out. I don't know if you've seen the new one where his face is kind of messed up,
Yeah,
because he actually cut his face off.
Yeah.
Right.
I think they kind of touched on that in
Gotham.
Gotham,
didn't they?
yeah.
Well, he wasn't the
fell off
Joker
like
though.
that.
He was the guy who starts the Joker. Off.
Yeah, it was like
Okay.
his brother.
Brother, yeah.
Oh, really?
And somebody cut his face off because there's people out there oh, we like Jerome and stuff like that, And one guy cut his face off because he's dead or whatever, and because he put his face on his face, he's like, we're all Jerome or whatever. And somehow he comes back to life and puts his face back on.
Stitches it in. That's in the comic books, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you were
Yeah.
telling me in the actual
Yeah.
comics. Yeah.
Harley Quinn does the same thing though. She cuts it off and puts it on Batman. It makes Batman go crazy, and he kind of thinks he's the Joker, so he's running around with Joker's face on, but in a bat suit
Okay.
and doing what Joker does.
I do like the I haven't read the comic. I need to though. But the story arc where it's like an alternate universe where Bruce Wayne is killed on the night where his parents are supposed to be killed outside the theater, and his parents go crazy, and his dad becomes Batman.
Oh,
his
yeah,
mom's
yeah.
Joker.
I think that's called Flashpoint.
I
I
don't know.
think that.
There was something.
I've read a
yeah.
little bit about it, but I haven't actually read the comic. I need to, but
Yeah.
I think that's really interesting.
They did like a little cartoon
Twist.
on that a little bit, and Batman is just like he doesn't care if you live or die. Honestly,
Yeah.
like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like he's like a super dark Batman.
Right.
They kind of touched on that too with Ben Affleck's Batman though.
I like Ben Affleck's Batman.
Did you really?
I did, yeah.
And so, like the reason why I was surprised because a lot of people say that either they don't like him or they're like, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I think Ben Affleck's Batman is pretty cool. I mean,
The only thing I didn't like was the bat symbol. It made it a little
Big
too
fat
big.
bat.
Okay, yeah, I know.
The bat.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, yeah. Oh, man. But yeah,
hey, it's better than the nipples though.
Yeah.
Like the
Oh,
George
yeah.
Clooney
Yeah.
nipples.
oh man.
Oh, man.
And it's crazy because that started off really good, I think, with Michael Keaton, and then it just
Oh,
sort
yeah.
of just
Yeah, it went downhill real
Yeah.
quick. Yeah, as soon as they brought out the bat nipples, that was
You're like, nah.
like what?
The whole movie with the George Clooney was kind of.
Nobody really. We just kind of like put it
They
together.
have like a bat visa or something like they like in the middle of. The,
Oh, yeah.
that's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh, man.
I read a fan theory once that said that was actually like the fan theory went that the reason that film is so like out there is because it's actually supposed to be a movie or a show within the Batman universe about Batman. That's why.
Oh.
So it's not actually Batman. It's like an actor playing Batman.
Okay.
So like
Okay.
say you're watching the film, you're in the Batman universe. So you're watching a film about Batman, and Batman's a real thing out there doing his own thing, but
Okay.
they're actors on TV. So that's why he's fucking weird with
Okay.
the nipples and
Okay.
Oh,
the
yeah.
commercial for the fucking Bat Visa or whatever. But I can't remember if that's what.
You know, if nobody has ever watched that movie, they're probably like, bat
Yeah,
nipples.
exactly. Yeah.
He's
What?
like running
Bat
around
nipples,
with like,
yeah.
Yeah, that's how.
Frank crying,
Yeah,
poking
Tom
everybody's
Cruise
eyes out.
Batman suit.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. They went through a lot of villains though during that whole Batman stretch.
Yep.
I mean, they had Bane, they had Poison Ivy, they had, Mr. Freeze. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They went through a pretty good amount. I mean, I think Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
It was really good.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they could have picked anybody better to be the Riddler.
I know, and it kind of, in a way, they kind of messed up because Val Kilmer was Batman. I mean, you say what you want, but I mean, Jim Carrey as the Riddler, owned that movie. I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
so I think it might have messed up, and it should have been a Riddler movie. I mean, if you'd have built it as a Riddler movie,
Oh yeah.
kind of like they're doing with the Venom movie.
Yeah.
If you'd have built it as a Riddler movie and built it around the Riddler, it'd have been a lot better.
And I know for a while, there was talks and rumors that they were going to do a Riddler movie. But then that kind of sort of died away.
These
Do you know
movies,
who's on the running for the new Batman?
I was just gonna ask that. I don't know.
You know the new lone.
Oh, the guy
I
who
go
was
silver
the Lone
away.
Ranger?
That
Army Hammer?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, really?
He's supposed to be the new. He's on
Really?
the running for it. I think he might actually be a pretty good Batman.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, only time will
Is
tell.
he gonna be? Is it gonna be like a whole reboot, or is he gonna
I
step in for?
I think he's gonna step in for Ben Affleck because they're actually doing a reboot of the Suicide Squad. It's not gonna be a sequel. They're rebooting.
They're,
it because
redoing
nobody
it.
fucking liked it. I was like,
Who's gonna?
I was like,
Who's
I
gonna
like
replace
it.
him? Idris Elba, I think, is gonna be Deadshot.
yeah, he's Deadshot.
What?
And I'm so happy
Pretty
about
sure.
it.
Yeah. I think what's her name is staying on as Harley Quinn.
Okay.
Mhm. I
And
think
James Gunn is the guy that's gonna do this. So the guy that directs the Guardians of the Galaxy is gonna do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, and he's finally back on. They've rehired him back to do
Yeah.
their Guardians of the
Put him
Galaxy.
in timeout for a little while. Okay.
Because everybody was throwing a fit about it.
Yeah.
That's the same thing happened to Superman. They fired Superman. The whole DC universe people were like, screw DC.
Yeah, that's.
And they were like, all right, Henry.
Hey,
you had to come back,
somebody
man.
like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And then they try to come back and say like, oh well, he wasn't really fired. And it's
Yeah.
like, you know what?
Bullshit. You like projected it out there like, hey,
now you're
that
just
kid's
trying to
fired.
backtrack and
Yeah.
cover
Yeah.
stuff.
What they should do is be like, hey, this is the person that did it. Like, show the person's face, their name, like, this is his address, do whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I was so mad when I read that on Twitter. Oh my god.
So he's gonna come back for sure.
Oh yeah, they fired him because he was supposed to do a cameo, which they're saying now it's actually in there now. He got fired because he couldn't show for the day he was supposed to do the cameo. Like, oh, you're fired because of it. And everybody's like,
Yeah.
there
Okay.
could have been
Okay.
better reasons to fire
Yeah.
somebody, you know. But who knows what the actual reason was? But that's what everybody's saying it was.
Yeah.
So. But now they're saying that Superman is actually having a cameo, and everyone's like, make up your goddamn mind.
Yeah. What is it?
As long as they don't have to Photoshop a mustache off.
Oh man, you know what? Yeah, I think we talked about that last time.
Yeah, we talked about
Like,
that last time.
I don't know like what made them like that.
They could have used it because in the
Yeah.
comic books there is a bearded Superman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And he
yeah.
comes back to
Yeah.
life. Like,
Yeah.
give him the damn beard if you want it.
Yeah, like Old Man Logan. He
Yeah.
just looks
Yeah.
cool,
Yeah,
man.
he looked badass.
Yeah. Yeah, like Thor, I think now too. Like when when he has the beard, like
Yeah.
he looks cool. So,
Yeah.
And
Pro
Captain
beard.
America had one there.
Yeah, obviously I'm pro beard.
Exactly. Yeah.
I do like Thor too, I guess.
Yeah.
Man, it's so hard to
Yeah, pin
put them
down.
in like which ones you like the best because you like them all. I like them all for different reasons. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then there's ones that are badass that I mean, the common man like me, you know, I haven't heard of. And then like you're doing research and stuff, you know, reading about stuff, and you're like, Nightwing, wait, what is this? And then you look into there, like, well, how come I haven't seen this
Yeah.
dude yet?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I don't know if we had talked about this, but I know like I talked about it with friends of mine about, you know, who was like the best Robin in this net. I don't really know all of the Robins. Like I know there's Tim Drake and I probably should. Yeah, I do know all the Robins. I'm just not going to say it out loud. Yeah. But like
We are all unqualified for this podcast.
yeah.
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 I feel like I didn't prepare for a job interview or something.
Yeah.
But see, it's weird because you like when you come and you talk about comic books because like I can talk about like my favorite version of like of Wolverine or something. You know, like that thing keeps dropping, and I was like, you know, let me fix this. We can edit
Yeah, I don't
it.
know.
No, go ahead. You can finish.
No, but when you talk about, you know, certain characters and stuff, either because they were written by one person or like they were put in a movie like in one way or in one light, there's always like a sort of like a different version of them. Basically, like the Hulk when he first started with like, you know, back I think it was like the first movie was like 2003.
Yeah.
That version of the Hulk is different than like the one like the last movie.
Yeah, we different.
Oh yeah.
So my favorite version of the Hulk was the Incredible Hulk one.
Yeah.
I didn't like who played Bruce Banner.
Was it Edward?
Edward Norton.
Mhm.
Edward Norton.
I liked the way that Hulk looked. I think he looked
Yeah,
badass,
yeah.
and he was a badass in that one.
Yeah.
So
Now a word from our sponsors.
Yeah, yeah.
I hope your like car thing isn't all full of shit.
We got like the first 20 minutes in there.
That's
It's gonna have to be continued.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. What were you saying?
No, so no, you're talking about your dream with like Thor.
It was because it's Captain America and Iron Man actually. So I had a dream that like I was Captain America and like somebody else was. I guess it was you, right? I can't remember.
It's your dream, bro.
But
Do whatever you want. God bless you. God talks.
But they were fighting Thanos together. Like it was their last like partnership together, like the last hurrah or whatever. And so it'd be like Captain America hit, and then Iron Man come in. Like they were trading shots off, and like Thanos started to hit Captain America with his spinning gun, and like Captain America would stop it. And he was like telling everybody to get away. Like they were fighting Thanos, so everybody can escape. And Iron Man's like, no, we got together, and he's fighting. And they keep on trading shots, you know. and all of a sudden, Christopher goes like this, boom, he's like, tell him to go away, and all of a sudden he just goes like this, and he just like, yo, Mjolnir, you know, all of a sudden it's like, and Mjolnir comes out of nowhere, and he stands up and he like turns into the god of thunder, you know, like he's you can see it come out of his eyes and everything, and he just boom on his shield, and he does that.
Oh yeah, like when he
yeah.
that forest in the
Yeah.
So I thought that'd be.
So what do you think is going to be the outcome? I mean, because at the end of Infinity War, it was pretty intense to say the least. I mean, lost a lot of guys, God bless them, but
So
what do you think is going to happen?
the whole theory is like everybody goes in the quantum realm and uses time travel. So you get quantum. I don't know what the hell you call it, quantum juice.
I like that. Yeah. You just go out like the grocery store, like
I will take that gallon of quantum juice, please. But so like